Hi Virgo, my name is Jason. Thanks for visiting my channel. This is your general mid-October reading, 2018. See if we can, I've already shuffled the cards pretty well. Let's see what's happening, what the cards say for mid-October. I'm sorry about the noise out there. I've got some power tools going on, a couple of doors down. Hopefully that won't interfere too much with our reading. Okay, where are you at the moment? The beginning of the middle of October, so we're talking about the 15th. You might be feeling a fresh energy of, oh, who cares, let's just go with it. Okay, so the Fool card is talking about just taking chances, don't worry too much about things. So you might be feeling a good security inside yourself, which is allowing you to have this attitude, well, I'm just going to try this new venture, this new business, this new romance. I'm just going to go along and see where it takes me. Don't worry too much about things, okay? So that's a good energy to have. It's a really optimistic energy, okay? Your task for the second half of October, you have the Page of Swords, okay? You may have somebody in your environment, a young person who has lots of great ideas, but they may not be able to carry them out, okay? So they may not be able to follow through with things. They might be maybe all talk, no action, okay? If this is your energy, then you are being asked to just keep that enthusiasm, but make sure you can follow through with things, okay? By all means, go against the tide, go against the wind. See the page here seems to be going against the wind. You see the tree in the background there, and the tree's blowing one way and he's facing the other way, saying, yes, come on, I'll fight you, I'll take you on, I'll challenge you. So there could be a challenging energy there, whether this is someone around you, like a young person challenging the system or challenging perhaps what you do, or you could be this person challenging whatever it is. Perhaps there's a new rule or some rule which they want to change, and they've decided that they're going to go into it. They might make lots of mistakes, but I'm pretty sure that their heart is in the right place, I'm feeling, okay? It's just they might be a little bit of an upstart, or you might be being a little bit of an upstart if you haven't got all your plans made and the right paperwork filled out or the right processes followed, okay? So that's where you're at. Maybe we can talk a little bit about, find out a bit more about what that is later, okay? Your fears for the second half of October, you have the Knight of Swords, okay? The Knight of Swords comes along and can wield that sword and make decisions this way and that, okay? Sometimes they might not be the best decisions. Sometimes they can cut you down, okay? So let's say you've got this Fool energy here, you just want to go along and do the thing that you want to do, and then along comes the Knight of Swords and says, no, I'm going to wield this sword, I'm going to make this rule or bring you this news which is going to sort of put a dampener on your project. Now remember, this Knight of Swords, it's just a fear that you have, okay? So if you have this Fool energy, okay, keep being that fool. That's your energy. You've got it, okay? However, if you haven't made your plans, which is quite often what the Fool does or doesn't do, then you might end up coming across as like the Page of Swords. So you might have these great ideas and things to put into action. Just be careful of the way you speak. Maybe you need to work on the language you're using to succeed in whatever you're trying to do, okay? Otherwise, this Knight of Swords, much more powerful than this little page down here, okay, he might put a stop to it, okay? So that's what you're probably a bit worried about, that someone who swings their axe or their sword might get in the way of your latest adventure, okay? So maybe you're all set to go on holidays or start something, and then something comes along that says, no, you've got to work overtime, or we need someone on Saturday, or something like that, okay? So it could just be a bit of a disruption in your plans. Again, that's just a fear that you might have. So you know that this could happen, and you might even be gambling a little against it. Okay, but look, the Page of Swords is talking about. I'm feeling that this page. It's your task, so it's asking you to be enthusiastic, be prepared to make mistakes, and if the Knight of Swords comes along, well, so be it. Until then, it's all about the journey, isn't it? Not just the destination. So take that attitude. Right? So the best attitude to take. Queen of Wands. Okay. Queen of Wands represents really good energy for making decisions and getting things done. Okay, so she has the emotional understanding to deal with people. She has the emotional understanding to get what she wants from people, but anything she does is not done out of selfishness. She does it usually for the betterment of everyone. Okay, she's quite good that way. The Queen of Wands, a lot of fire energy here. So you want to adopt a bit of fire in your dealings with people. Okay, for whatever that comes up. We might have a look at that later and see. So the outcome of all this. Let's have a look at our outcome card for what's going on here. We'll try and clarify this, but there's a new start somehow. So if you adopt all these energies and use them to best advantage, there's an opportunity here for a new start. A new start or some business venture, could be a relationship, could be some project, a new kind of material thing, something in the physical realm or the real world, not necessarily just a new way of looking at things, unless it's like a new idea for making money, perhaps, or a new branch to your business, something like that. We'll have a look at that, Virgo. But let's first of all just have a look and see what's this Page of Swords all about. So your task is to deal with this Page of Swords energy, whether that's yours or whether that's someone else's energy. We'll see if we can clarify that. Okay. So why is the Page of Swords here? Why is the Page of Swords here for Virgo's task for mid-October? Okay, you have the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups energy is an emotionally mature energy. Okay, so because we have these two together, okay, there could be balancing. So you want to balance this maturity with a sense of youth and play. Okay, so the King of Cups here is stable, compassionate, but knows when to give the emotions out, and usually makes pretty good decisions which consider the people around him. And sometimes I like to think of it as the greatest good for the greatest number is the King of Cups, is what I'm feeling in this situation. Now, you've got the King of Cups here, this energy, but then you've got the Page. Okay, which way am I? Then you've got the Page here. Now, the Page of Swords is a bit younger, so you're probably being asked to, even though you've got these mature decisions, okay, try to still keep that enthusiasm of a young page. Okay, so the King's, usually an older kind of an energy, doesn't really embark on too many exciting new projects, a bit out there. Perhaps he's just a bit past all that, and is more of a steerer, a guide, a figurehead. The Page of Page of Swords is coming along with this great idea. Okay, so you're being asked to just temper your enthusiasm with emotional stillness. Okay, so by all means be enthusiastic, but you've got to remember all the time that too much either way can sort of blow things out, and you don't get what you want. Okay, this Knight of Swords, what are you scared of with this Knight of Swords? Why is the Knight of Swords here for Virgo, for their fears for the second half of October? Let's have a look and see. Got here, okay, King of Swords. Well, you're getting quite a few swords here now. Okay, so you've got the King and the Knight of Swords right here. So why is the Knight of Swords there? And we've clarified that with the King of Swords right here. So it looks like there could be a power struggle. Okay, I'm feeling that there's some kind of a power struggle coming on. Perhaps someone trying to stop you from, not so much you, but things getting in the way which are stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve. I'm sorry I can't be more clear than that with that one there, but we can clarify that with the Queen of Wands. So we know about the Queen of Wands. She's a real go-getter. She's a real fiery kind of a character, but she does things for the good of everyone mostly, and her heart is in the right place. Okay, so she's a really good person to have on your side. And why is she there? Okay, so there's some kind of communication. This is the Eight of Wands here. Okay, so the best attitude to take is when you're communicating, do it with an assertiveness, but a sense of sensitivity to other people's emotions to get what you want. Okay, and that's how you're going to get. It looks like you're going to have a good opportunity to communicate your ideas, your new fresh ideas to someone, the right person, if you do it in a sensitive way, controlled way. Okay, so that's probably that's what's saying here. So you've got here the king and the page. Okay, and you've got the communication with the Queen of Wands here. So or communicate like the Queen of Wands. Okay, so straightforward. Don't mess around with the flowery language too much, but you still got to be sensitive to whatever the cause is or the people's concerns that they might have. Okay, now if you do that, this Ace of Pentacles. Now this is really interesting. What kind of new beginning is there going to be with this communication that you put out about your great idea? Okay, so I'm just feeling like I'll need to shuffle that again. So why is the Ace of Pentacles here in the outcome position for Virgo? Okay. We have here. Okay, so you've got the Five of Cups here. Okay, so don't know why that would be there like that, except to say that this project is costing you some kind of money. So this full energy that you have might have required a fair bit of investment. Okay, some kind of financial investment perhaps, and it's cost a lot of money. Okay, and the results are unclear at the moment, but you've communicated, you've kept your balance, you've tried to overcome your fears, you've stayed away from the power struggles, and so you've got this new opportunity here, which even though it's cost you a lot of money or a lot of resources in those spilt 3 cups there, you can still grab those 2 cups behind you and take off, and you can do something with what's left over. So if you've made perhaps a bad investment because you hadn't planned things through, okay, you can still pick up those 2 cups behind you and make it work for you somehow, and take those cups down to the river down there and fill them up again and get things growing again. So that's how that one feels for you, Virgo. I hope that's clear for you. Please comment and subscribe. Give me any feedback that you think I need on that. I know it seemed a bit all over the place. Sorry about the noise in the background. That may have distracted us a little bit, but look, I hope it resonates because it's looking like quite an optimistic reading, Virgo. So I hope to talk to you again in November.